Welcome back to the channel, friends. After spending almost a month in Portugal, I am now moving on to my next destination, Turkey. Turkey has been in my bucket list since 2018, and hence this flight is a dream come true for me. This is also my first time inside a Turkish Airlines flight. The in-flight experience was pretty okay. I had a good meal and a good sleep. After about 4 hours of flying, I finally reached Istanbul. I was welcomed to a sunny yet foggy morning at Istanbul. It was wonderful. On the way to my apartment, I went through the famous Taksim Square and the Taksim Street. Istanbul is famous for its street cats. It didn't take me long to run into one of those friendly cats of Istanbul Street and start chasing it. Rest of the day, I enjoyed my time checking out the Galata Tower and trying out some of the foods and baklavas from the local restaurants. I have to say, baklava is pretty awesome. I loved it. I also had a ride on the tram at Taksim Street. I thought the tram was a bit overrated compared to the trams in Portugal. In Portugal, the trams are real public transportation system used by the locals there. But in Taksim, the tram was nothing but a tourist tram. It was also very crowded and was moving pretty slow. One thing that you can never miss in Istanbul is the Turkish flag. It is everywhere. Turks love to show off their flag and have the freedom to do it. In India, because of some stupid law, we do not have the freedom to show off our Indian flag like the Turks do. This is the Ortaköy Mosque, situated on the shore of Bosphorus Strait. It is one of the hundreds of mosques that you will find in Istanbul. A common theme that you will find in this mosque are in its architecture. All the mosques look pretty similar. As a tourist, all the mosques reminded me of Hagia Sophia. Istanbul is divided into Asian and European side by the Bosphorus Strait. The view from the shore is breathtaking. You will find gigantic ships passing through the strait every now and then. In my experience, all the best attractions are in the European side. One such attraction in the European side is the Mini Turk. It is like a little park with miniature version of all the famous places in Turkey such as monuments, mosques, monasteries, etc. I would recommend visiting Mini Turk to get an idea about the main attractions in Turkey. Besides, it is also a good place for a nice walk. Another thing that I notice is that people in Istanbul love fishing. If you take a walk across the Galata Bridge, you will be amazed by the number of people fishing on both sides of the bridge. I have never seen such a bridge packed with fishes anywhere else before. It made me wonder if the main purpose of the bridge was for fishing. Riding across Bosphorus on a ferry was one of my favorite experiences in Istanbul. Thanks to the seagulls there. Don't just sit inside the ferry. Go to the very end of the ferry at the top. You will find dozens of seagulls chasing the ferry in hopes to catch some food. I think it is a unique experience. Nobody ever told me about this and I never expected it. Some seagulls even dare to fly so close to the ferry. Sometimes the best experiences in life are either cheap or free. I think this is one of them. Maiden's Tower is another attraction on Bosphorus. This tower has an interesting legend behind its construction. Apparently, it was constructed by an emperor to protect his daughter after an oracle prophesied that she will be killed by a snake on her 18th birthday. Spoiler alert, she was killed. Did you know that the original name of Istanbul is Constantinople? It was only in 1930 that Constantinople was renamed to Istanbul. Anyways, this region was part of Byzantine Empire and these walls were constructed in the 5th century to protect the city of Constantinople. That's right, this wall is over 1500 years old. Unbelievable. This is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. However, there are no entry restrictions or entry fees. Anyone can check it out whenever they want. Part of the wall are destroyed, however, some restoration work are still in progress. It is possible to climb some sections of the wall and check it out closely. I felt a bit adventurous and didn't hesitate. I climbed an open section and went inside the wall. There was nothing special in there, but it felt pretty awesome being able to check out this piece of history so up close. So looks like the Ottoman Empire ended Byzantine Empire through this gate. After a successful day of exploring, I returned to my apartment. At the metro station, I found a violinist playing his music. This is a pretty common scene in Istanbul. You will find lots of street musicians around. Next day, I visited a museum about Ataturk. For those of you who don't know, Ataturk is the founder of Turkey. After the collapse of Ottoman Empire, he led Turkey in its fight for freedom against Greece, Armenia, France, Britain, and Italy. Though it is a small museum, it had a collection of almost everything that Ataturk ever used as a president. Ataturk's hand always fascinated me. It was nice to see it for real. I hope one day I can own a hat like that. If you're interested in learning a bit about Turkey's history and Ataturk's role in Turkey's independence, I highly recommend checking out this museum. The entry is free. My next destination was the Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar is basically a tourist trap, and according to my friends, the price is very expensive and it is not worth it to buy anything from there. You will find the columns of Constantine and the obelisk of Theodosius near this area. They date back to 1400 BC. The Hagia Sophia and Blue Mosque is also nearby. Hagia Sophia is very grand. You can still see the drawings related to Christianity from the time when it was still a church. The place was packed with people despite the COVID times. Hagia Sophia is easily my most favorite attraction in Istanbul. It is a marvelous piece of architecture with loads of history. The Blue Mosque was under renovation when I visited. Only the blue mandala was visible from the inside. Dolmabahce Palace might be the next grandest place in Istanbul. It was constructed in the 1850s by the Ottomans. Unfortunately, I couldn't visit inside the palace since it was too late. I spent some time admiring the beauty of its entrance and the clock tower nearby. Later, I had my dinner with a friendly cat and saw the beauty of Bosphorus Bridge glowing in red. It was a perfect sight to end my last night in Istanbul.